This guy totally shifted the way that I look at growing business YouTube channels forever. See, the crazy thing is I helped this channel grow, and now we're at 58,000 subscribers. We've gotten 12 million long form views, and we've made $48,000 from the content, which does sound pretty good. But businesses that are using the new way to grow on YouTube, they are getting 12,000 views and making $48,000. So how are these channels that are getting literally 1,000 times less views making the same amount of money? Well, that's what we're going to talk about. If this is our first time meeting, my name is Jimmy, and I help industry experts become the go-to authority in their niche on YouTube. And in this video, what we're going to do is we're going to be breaking down the trap that most businesses fall into on YouTube, why most of the YouTube advice you've heard probably is hurting your business, and then we're going to show you the new way that businesses are growing on YouTube. And we'll even show you how to do it yourself. Chapter 1, the viral trap. Now, I'm going to be honest. In the past, I have given some bad advice on YouTube. Now, not because the advice itself was bad. In fact, the advice actually works very, very well. It's the same strategies that we've used to grow our own channel. So again, 12 million long form views, $48,000 just from YouTube AdSense, and 58,000 subscribers. But the problem is, if you use the same advice for a channel like that and try to apply it to your business, it can actually wreck it. Let me explain. So here's the advice I would typically give. You want to look in your niche and you want to find videos that have performed very, very well, called outliers. Once you've found one of these videos, you want to remix the video and make your own version of it. You want to improve the title, the thumbnail, and copy the overall structure of it. Then you rinse and you repeat. Now, this advice does work. Like, we have 18 videos that are over 100,000 views using this exact same method. But here's what happens when you try to use that for a business channel. So back in the day, I ate a lot of Pop-Tarts. I was a big fan. In fact, my absolute favorite was the Hot Fudge Sundae. If you've tried them, I think you know. But you know what I hate? Toaster pastries. The ugly cousin of the Pop-Tart. And when I see these two side by side, there is no way that I will ever choose the toaster pastry over the Pop-Tart. Now, what does this have to do with being a business on YouTube? Well, when you're constantly chasing trends, you're kind of doing the same thing. So let's imagine that you're in the business advice niche, and you see Alex Hormozi, kind of the big guy in that niche, makes a new video called How to Grow Your Business So Fast It Feels Illegal. Which I love how dramatic his titles have gotten. Like, everything needs to be so good it feels illegal. But this video, it got a lot of views, so you make your own version of it. But here's the problem. You probably don't have Alex's budget for content, you probably can't teach in the same way that he does, and you probably haven't made $100 million in a weekend by selling your books. So your viewers on YouTube, they see Alex's content as the Pop-Tart and your content as the toaster pastries. And they're like, no thanks. And not only are you the ugly cousin, but by doing this, you're constantly diluting your brand and who you are as a business owner. So the question is, what do you do instead? The new way of growing on YouTube. So Alex actually talked about how to do this. He said there's one thing that you can absolutely do better than him. It's not your editing, it's not the way you present, it's not your production value, it's being you. You can beat Alex every day of the week at being you. Now that sounds lovely, but what does it actually have to do with growing your business with YouTube? I'm glad you asked. So here's the new way of growing on YouTube. You want to define who your dream client is, what problem you're solving for them, and you want to make all of your content framed around that problem. Now that seems obvious, but you'd be surprised how many channels are messing this up with small mistakes. Let me give you an example. All right, it's actually the next day because I recorded this part previously and the audio did not work. So let's try this again. So this is a channel by a guy named Jason, and overall, this is a pretty good looking channel. You look at his titles, at his thumbnails, everything seems like it's pretty well put together. And inside the content, it's also very good. But there's one main problem that I'm seeing on this channel. Look at all the different topics that he's talking about in these videos. Small choices that keep you stuck, how to win at anything, that sounds like an Alex Hormozi title, how to actually make money online, copy me, Donald Trump's explosive global tariffs take full effect, and how I would invest $1,000 if I were in my 20s. Now, the problem with this is if someone finds him for a specific video, like this video, if you were the kind of person that resonated with the video, how I would invest $1,000 if I were in my 20s, all these other videos probably would be irrelevant to you. And to make it worse, let's look at Jason's website and see who he's actually trying to reach. So here's Jason's website, and overall, this looks very, very well put together. So we're looking for who is he talking to and what problem is he solving for them. So we scroll down here a little bit. He's primarily helping people that want to go from just being a manager to actually being a leader. And how he helps them is, I'll teach you the exact frameworks I've used to build a high-performing team, grow a company, and turn business chaos into lasting success. And if you scroll down, you'll actually see he's very credible in this. He's the CEO of a multi multi-million-dollar company that he's built from scratch. He's a father of 8 children. I have 1 kid, and I feel like that's enough. So obviously he knows what he's doing. But think about his dream client, and then let's go back to his YouTube channel. If you're that manager that wants to become a leader and grow your business, which of these videos do you think would be very relevant to them? Unfortunately, probably not a lot of them. So where do you go from here? You go back to who is your dream client, what problem are you solving for them, and you want to make all of your content around that problem. And here's what happens when you actually do that. You stop chasing trends, you actually become known for something on YouTube, you start owning a space and becoming the go-to authority in that space. You stop competing on price, and you become the channel that both attracts and nurtures your dream clients until they're ready to buy. All because you've leaned into what makes you, you. Now, creating video ideas for your dream clients is only one piece of the puzzle. Because if you can't keep people watching, your videos won't perform well enough for YouTube to push it out to more of your dream clients. And that's why in this video, I break down how to structure content so even your most boring videos will be extremely addictive to watch. So check that out.